know one of my life mottos is never let perfect get in the way of good.
Yeah, that's not. I do not know that that's one of your life mottos. Is that one of the tattoos? Is that one of the tattoos?
No, not yet.
Why is that not a tattoo?
My next tattoo is gonna really piss off my mom, but I gotta do it. I'm gonna have a.
What are you gonna do? A nudie of her? That would not be good. I don't think your mom would like that.
Man, you are killing me right now. I've never seen above my mom's knees ever.
So your mom's knees. Put your mom's knees on your knees.
Mom's knees.
That's a good tattoo.
That is good. I like that.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast. This week it is called Friends Talking Shop. We are here with the episode 21. And just to pull the curtain back a little bit to see what's going on, this is not episode 21A. This is actually episode 21B.
You're telling them that? You're telling our listeners that, Dave?
We are. I want our listeners to know a little bit. If I'm watching a show and I watch, the making of, I like that. I like to see a little bit what's going on. So this is 21B, and I only tell you, listeners, because of this, because we did an episode 21A, and we said, our listeners deserve better. We deserve our best, and we did not have the best. I'll raise my hand. I was flying that day and was short on time, and so the combination of my flying assistance and everything else probably didn't help. I had poor microphone. So anyway,
your audio. You were in Orlando. It was a mess. We were not going to give you, the listeners, that pile of dog shit we produced.
I don't think it's that bad. I think that there were, as always, some moments of brilliance. And if any listeners want to pay, what's the price? $19.99.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on our box set,
encrypted file, and or on the box set.
The box set will include episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1, the long lost episode,
the never spoken of episode, and 21A will be on. Yes, because there is moments of brilliance.
And just so our listeners know, by the way, the topics that we used in 21A we're burning. We are not going to use them because that would mean we have heard them before.
And it's too bad because one of the topics was solving the energy crisis, which it would have worked, and we had it, but we're going to have to just.
We came up with such a brilliant solution too, and it's a shame. It goes in the trash bin.
So I mean that's because our listeners deserve the best, and we weren't at our best, and now we're on episode 21. So we're excited to be here. I think we're all in the right frame of mind. We're in the normal frame of mind, I guess, and we are ready and raring to go. So let me introduce. I'm your host, Dave, as usual, and I'm joined by two great guys, two other hosts. I won't go number 1, number 2. The other host, I got in trouble last time.
You can.
Other host is joining us is Josh. Josh, how are you? And tell us if you got bitten by a shark.
Yeah. So I did just get back from vacation. I appreciate it. I did not get bitten by a shark, but thought I was going to, because the very first day on vacation, there was a crowd of people at the shoreline of the beach. And sure enough, when we went down to see what was going on, there were 2 sharks swimming in the shallow waters.
I feel like I've heard this story before.
You may have.
That's called Jaws.
Yeah, it's called Jaws.
Oh, that is.
These sharks were much smaller than Jaws, but nonetheless, I thought, oh shit, day 1, I see sharks, and now I'm going to have to eat my words from episode 20, where I said no one gets bit by a shark.
How far?
Oh yeah, they were right up. They were right there. You could see they're not just their dorsal fin. You could see their whole back. I guess
it actually doesn't sound scary at all, unless of course you had the Jaws theme music playing in the background.
well,
that's hard to do outside on a beach.
Post edit.
Yeah, right.
If you had a boombox, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
But I did not get bitten by a shark. I did get stung by a jellyfish, but we can talk about that a little bit later. But or maybe we won't. But I did not also play the Powerball, which I don't know if you guys played the Powerball. That was going on while I was on vacation for that $1.2 billion.
Unbelievable. What is that in a present value payout? I think
you get
$3.
You get $7.85.
And you're gonna pay
It's an
taxes.
annuity. It's an annuity.
Oh, the lawyers, they take.
Yes, that's right. Did you guys play? Did you guys play the Powerball?
I wanted to, but you know what I did do is what I always do when it gets high is I daydream about it. Do you do that?
You only daydream if you get a ticket. When you get a ticket, that's when you have it in your hands. You go, "Oh my God, what I'm going to do."
But can you can buy these tickets on your phone now?
No, you cannot. You cannot. I think you have to go into a store, convenience store of some sort. It to me. Yeah, right. Listen, is it within a state
close to you, Josh? Because it's in Illinois, close to me. I could have gone over and bought.
It was what I heard was everywhere but 5 states.
Okay.
So for some reason 5 states don't play in it. But this is so funny, Omar, what you just said and what Dave said. So Dave says, "Oh, I wish I played it." And then Omar, you said, "Not worth it to you to go in." This is what's absolutely ridiculous. That everyone goes gaga and ape shit because it's 1.2 billion. Everyone's got to play it. People I was with were talking about it. We should get tickets. We got to go get tickets. Yet when it's a normal lottery, $100 million, $200 million,
not worth it. Right.
Chump change.
That's because when I daydream, the present value of, I don't know, is it half?
Well, I think it's like you take home 65% or something, 63%,
okay, so it's
whatever
65 million. I mean, that's life changing for sure. But
of course,
650 million. Now, life has changed. Well, I don't know how the difference, but I mean, it's so much more. It's like 10 times more.
It's ridiculous. No one bats an eye.
That the single worst consumer experience is going to a gas station. The number 2 experience, that's for what do you think number 2 is?
Porta potty?
DMV?
What are we talking about here?
The single worst experience for a consumer.
For a consumer. Retail. Okay,
retail.
For a consumer.
I go into a retail establishment?
Right, yeah, consumer.
What about a rectal exam? That you're a consumer there too.
Close. Healthcare.
Dentist. Okay.
Healthcare. Going to the doctor.
Good. That's not good.
Yeah. You have to fill out those damn forms.
Yeah.
God knows if anyone
That's
ever looks
getting better. They're going to electric records. That's getting better.
It is getting better.
Amazon bought One Medical, which is a step in the right direction. Anyway,
that's not
we're not that kind of show, so we can change. We can shift topics a little bit.
Well, let's go back. So you're saying that it's ridiculous. We should be buying lottery tickets every.
No, what I'm saying is people who don't buy lottery tickets and then all of a sudden get excited because it reached $1 billion.
Yeah,
are ridiculous. Because they're scoffing at 200 million. Not worth their time. I don't get excited over that. I'm not going to go get a Powerball ticket or whatever the hell it is.
Well, okay, Josh. Then
I find that crazy.
What is your inflection point? It's clearly
0.
Less than
none.
200.
Oh, you never go.
I'm not playing the lottery. It's a sucker's game. I'm not doing it.
So if it's a waste of time. $1 trillion, you're not playing it.
No, it's even worse. If it's $1 trillion, you have even less of a chance. You had more of a chance being hit by space trash, they said, than you had of actually winning this big $1 billion.
Actually, I saw an ad or a thing in the paper that said the odds of getting bitten by a shark or killed by a shark. It wasn't bitten. Killed by a shark and winning the lottery, and it was amazingly close.
See,
which I almost sent it to you guys because I'd already sent so many shark memes.
Now, if one of those sharks that I saw had the winning Powerball ticket in his mouth, believe me, I'm playing the lottery then. Then I'm going in. I'm going full force in.
Although I think the chance of getting bitten by a shark, I think it's eaten by a shark. So you'd be seeing the ticket as you're being digested through the system.
Eaten. Yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, that would be nice. But your family would be happy.
I saw a Pixar Disney movie the other day, and and one of the scenes was a giant sea monster ate these 2 characters. And the characters were still alive in the sea monster's stomach. I never understood it.
Haven't you seen Pinocchio?
Okay, it's called Pixar, so it's not real.
Well, Haven't you seen the original?
Yeah, Pinocchio. That's right.
Gets eaten by a whale.
By a whale. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But Pinocchio's not a real boy.
Well, he becomes a real boy.
That's the essence.
Don't ruin it, Dave. For those who haven't seen it.
Oh, sorry.
No spoilers, please.
I'm so sorry, Omar. Pinocchio becomes a real boy. Maybe.
Yes. I don't think, by the way, you could do a movie like Pinocchio today. It would offend someone.
Why?
Would it offend the puppeteer community?
No, people who had long noses would be offended probably.
I don't think so. You had Cyrano de Bergerac. There's all sorts of stuff like
yeah,
Roxanne. I don't think so.
Roxanne, what a movie.
Roxanne, that was based on Cyrano.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah. Well, Josh, so you are healthy and you're back. You're bitten free. Although you did have an experience. You did
stung by a jellyfish.
Okay.
Burned like hell. Excuse me, for 2 hours. I had to put it in the hot tub. Oh my God.
Is it coming back? Maybe it's
whole. I got PTSD.
Back. Yeah.
But it burned like hell for 2 hours. Had a nice little mark underneath my knee, and when it happened. By the way, I was playing frisbee with my son in the ocean. Oh my God! It felt like a needle went through me. But then I was fine. I was fine after 2 hours, no problem. And I went back in the next day, and people were like, "What are you going back in it for?" Like, what am I gonna live my life scared of jellyfish? I can't go in the ocean anymore because I got stung once.
Well, there's that great song by Whitesnake. Once bitten, twice shy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go. Here I go again.
That's when he got bit by.
Both apply.
Again. Oh, here we go again on my own.
Yes. Boy, who would have thought Whitesnake? Still relevant.
Yeah.
Great videos. Tawny Katane.
Yeah. Oh, Tawny Katane.
By the way, what does their name mean? I never understood what that meant.
It's a white snake.
No, it's not. That was a joke.
You
don't know what white snake?
Oh.
You never thought about that?
Yeah, boy, I'm slow on the.
You just saw a white snake. What a clever name.
I thought they were like, isn't it cool? It's a white snake.
Come on,
boy, that took me too long. That took me since 1982.
David, for the record, you introduced Josh about 18 minutes ago.
Yeah, I haven't introduced you.
That's right.
See,
yeah,
and I might add that if you go back to the other tracks, the other drops that we've had, you always introduce Josh before me.
There's the
Rosa Parks of our podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that
another
out.
To edit, yes, another edit.
Jeez, another edit. You're comparing yourself to Rosa Parks?
21C is where we're going now.
Everyone's trauma is personal. But,
yes, that might be true, but what a weird comparison.
Here's what you'll find, Omar, if you go back, is that when we introduce you, you will pause for a good 10 minutes, and then you will talk for about another 30. May I remind our audience, the last time Dave introduced Omar, he went into a 20-minute tirade on a story about crack cocaine and two people he knew growing up that went absolutely nowhere.
That was all true.
Yes,
I'm sure.
I'm sure it was, but
that
either
was
that or
the
intro.
Introduce him and he runs off camera. Sometimes that happens too.
Yes.
That's very all right.
All right,
so
Dave, give him his due intro.
We are. If I wasn't clear, we have three hosts. I am Dave. I introduced Josh. Our third host is Omar. Omar, how are you? Where are you right now? And I was curious how you're doing on your sweets. Diet,
that's right.
Diet.
He decided to give up his honey drops,
his candy.
Right?
Yeah,
yes,
honeydew, honey
and
drops.
Honey something.
Yeah, honey drops, and also nips, coffee nips.
Oh, gross. Well, thanks, Omar. Okay, well, let's jump into the episode.
No, I haven't had any of those, although I just ordered 5 pints of ice cream.
Wow.
Stop. You didn't have any honey drops the entire time since we last spoke.
Oh, wait, that's not true. Yes, I did.
Surprise.
Only because I was trying to find a pair of pliers. And in my drawer.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense.
Sometimes you find candy. Did you guys ever find candy in your drawers?
No.
Every so often? Nothing?
No, I'm not an 87-year-old grandmother.
Wait a second. Nobody in your house eats candies like Tic Tacs or
not hard
candy?
Huh?
You're talking about hard candies, like individually wrapped hard candies. No, we don't eat those.
Well, okay, so those are okay, fine. But yeah, hard candies, I forgot I had a bag that had been. So I had some of them, but then they're all gone. So I'm clean.
But you had no willpower to just get the pliers and move on.
No, to me it was a sign. I'm a fatalist.
Yeah, it's not a sign. You made it a sign because you wanted some.
Yeah. Yeah. It was meant to happen.
That's how that goes.
You know what I mean?
So are you
off? It's not meant to happen.
No. Oh, you know what? On a similar topic, the audience doesn't know this, but Josh and I met because of happenstance, not because of it was pure happenstance. And I don't even like going to any kind of events or anything like that. And I met him, and here we are now. And Dave and I met in a bathroom stall.
Yeah, listen, if you're trying to get me,
what?
I skipped right over that.
Yeah, I do. I remember. I was in it, and someone.
I had to take a step back.
Yeah.
Dave has a wide stance.
Please.
He took up 3 stalls. I still will never forget it.
I was like, "Do you have any hard candy?"
Talk about white steak. Wow. Kidding.
Oh, jeez. Just went to a bad place quickly.
True. My sister listens to this, by the way.
All our sisters.
I'm very happy and that I'm with you guys, and we're blessed to be able to see each other. So
yes,
I'm in a
that's
good
true.
mood tonight.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're all here. We're all healthy and doing well. Let's talk a little bit about what this podcast is about. We are a podcast that will come together and think up topics during the week of things that interest us, bother us, what have you. We discuss amongst ourselves. We don't prepare ahead of time, so we surprise each other with our topics, and we sort of go on for a bit until we exhaust or it no longer is funny. And so that's basically our podcast. We do have an email address if you'd like to participate and throw in some topics yourself, which has happened from time to time. Our email address is friends@fts.media. That's friends, FRIENDS @FTS.media. So we'd love to hear from you. We actually did get an email this week, and we forgot to talk about on 21A. I don't know if Josh, are you prepared to?
Yeah, it's this is something.
Was it more of a heart to heart?
It was more of a heart to heart. There was just real quick. I won't read the email, but I think it's worth our listeners noting. There is someone who has taken a liking to our good pal Omar, a listener.
Wow, someone I needed that. I need this, please.
Yeah, a listener.
Is it someone complaining?
No, a listener actually heard what you said, which is so crazy, even a notion, and liked it, and you became attracted to that person, and they would like to meet up with you.
What did I say?
Well, you've said a whole bunch of shit that's
I'm sure
completely whacked out, but they found it. So you have another person out there that thinks in the same warped way you do and wants to actually meet you. So I thought that was interesting.
Is she from Baltimore?
She is not from Baltimore, but she does own 44 pairs of jeans.
Okay, well, it's a community. Yeah,
like your father. That was a callback.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have a secret admirer out there, Omar, that would like to meet up, and that was the essence of the email. So we don't have to read it. I think that's for your eyes only. But I thought that our listeners should at least be aware.
The relationship, as it starts and continues and tragically ends, of course, that should be on the podcast. This needs to be part of the show. This is nothing more than entertaining.
Only the show pays for the date. I'm kidding. But
you are the money of the show, so that would be acceptable for me.
Listen, Josh and I will put up. We'll buy your first meal with this woman.
Well, we'll buy your potato skins and mozzie sticks.
Hold on, I have a question. This is, I guess, how my brain works. But the first thing I think about is, does this mean that you guys have carte blanche to read an email if it's something that's negative about me? Because that's not a trade I'm willing to make. But if I don't know how I'd handle it.
We're going to read all our emails. We're going to read them all, and that's what we promised our listeners.
Okay.
This one was very flattering of you.
Yeah, it was.
Can you give me some idea, like what it was? Okay.
You've not seen it? You've not seen this email?
I forwarded it to you.
You know what? Yeah. I have to admit, I did read the email.
Thank you.
Josh, I have to read it out loud.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
It almost worked.
I've known you too long. That's a hard pass.
I think there's an obligation he followed through with this, though.
I can't.
We're too early in our career here at FTS Podcast to not respond to fans.
I agree.
So Omar.
I agree.
All right. Good.
There we go.
There you go.
Well done. All right.
So let's kick off our topics, and let's see. Omar, do you want to go first this week?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
I think that this is a little bit personal, this topic, but I was thinking about it the other day because my mom, so everyone's mom is their, for the most part, I suspect, the most important person in their lives. So I am the same. And my mom is, in her mid 80s, and she's still she works every day as a doctor, even in her mid 80s.
Wow.
She has an incredible work ethic, and she always would cook for us when we were kids.
Wow.
And so she makes this dish, which is the best dish in the world. It's called keema, Keema. It's basically sloppy Joe, but it's like Pakistani-ish sloppy Joe, with like onions and tomato paste and peppers and garlic. It's a brilliant dish.
Does you put it on bread like a sloppy Joe?
You can have it with naan bread. You can have it with regular bread. You can have it with pasta. You can have it with rice. I usually have it with rice.
So it's the Pakistani hamburger helper.
Yeah. Well, no, it's no hamburger helper.
It sounds identical.
Yeah,
I think
sounds very
Joe
similar.
is a better,
It's better.
Got it. I got it.
So it's ground beef. So
got it.
My point is, she's legendarily incredible at it. Like the best dish I've ever had is my mom's cooking. It's that dish, and it's all I ever want her to make for me when I see her. But is honesty the best policy?
No.
Oh, wait a second. Where are you going with this? Has she lost her touch with it?
Well, no, but there is volatility in the output.
Right?
And so she always asks me how it is, and I give her, I'm big on ratings, right? So
of course.
So I'm like 1 out of 10, Mom. This was like a 7. Oh. This is like a 6.2 or an 8.5 or a 9 point. And my sisters get upset with me. They're like, and my nephews and nieces, they're my mom's grandkids too. I'm like, I'm being honest. Like my mom wants my honesty.
Right.
So I'm thinking now, maybe I've just been a terrible son for the last 15, 20 years.
Can I ask you a question? How does she respond when you give her one of the more poor grades?
Yeah, is she taking it like, numbers? All right, well, maybe I should try something different. Is it constructive criticism?
She is an American. She's not an American. So she takes it very, very, very well.
So does she follow up? She's like, Omar, you gave me a 6. Why? What about this time?
Or does she dump it on your head?
No, but this is the thing. This is why I resent her a little bit, because she knows why it's not a 9.5.
How does she know?
Because she uses lean meat now. Because she's afraid of me having high cholesterol, which is ridiculous. I take Crestor, so it's fine. And number 2, she makes food keema for her grandkids who don't like spices in it, and so she likes to do that for me now too. And I like my spices.
Okay, so she is purposely changing her own. Okay, so this is not her deciding or losing a step or saying I forgot to do this or I didn't do it like I used to do it. She's purposely altering the recipe.
I think she's fucking with me. Yeah,
for these reasons. Okay, well then that's understandable. That's why you would give it a lower grade. I think there's nothing wrong.
So the lower grades. So have you guys done that with your mom? Like mom?
I've done that with my wife. So my wife has made.
My story is my wife too.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did this, but yeah.
Well, my wife will sometimes substitute what's normally pork or beef and put it and do a turkey substitute for it. and I know it. I'm like, she's like, how was that? But she knows it too, though. She's not, she does it to see if I think it's going to be as good. She goes, did you like that? Do you like the meatballs? I'm like, they were a little bit different, not as good as your normal ones. She goes, yeah, I used turkey this time, or I used this time. And that's okay. And that's a perfectly legitimate conversation. It doesn't suck. I'm not saying they're shit. But I've done that. Well, my mother, by the way, if I may, Dave, real quick, my mother is a notoriously awful cook. And I'll give you one.
Does she listen to the podcast?
She does. She listens religiously and she knows it.
Oh, Miss Kaplan.
She knows it. This. Yes. Right. There's been more than one time where we have ordered food after a homemade meal. Growing up, this one time my mother makes chicken. I'm not making this story up. She made chicken, by the way. 90% of her meals were some chicken-oriented dish. She's the Bubba Gump of chicken, and so we get the chicken. It's me, my sister, my father, my mother, and we take the first bite, and I'm just chewing this chicken, and I can't stop chewing the chicken. It's like it's not breaking down. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It turns out she melted the plastic into the chicken that she was supposed to remove. Yeah, that's correct. So the plastic was melted into the chicken.
Wait, but does your mom have like a go-to dish that she can make that you love?
Yeah, it's plastic chicken. It's delicious. We love it now.
She's perfect.
Well, hold on. Is that with carcinogens or without?
Well, it's plastic, so it's loaded with carcinogens. It's your average daily recommended amount of carcinogens. It
gives it flavor.
No, she's made a couple good dishes. She did make I'm trying to remember what that dish is called. It's like pasta with I love it with egg and bacon, pancetta or bacon and carbonara. She used to make carbonara growing up, and I love that.
So that was her go-to dish. If mom was making carbonara, you were excited.
We were eating everything else. We were going in like, oh geez, like you take baby steps in. You get yourself a tall glass of some drink.
Did she pack your lunches for you too, or not?
No, I would buy lunch every day.
Yeah.
Fool me once.
My story?
Yes, please.
I'm reluctant to tell mine because this is a sore subject.
Are we about to get another email from disgruntled wife?
Yeah, disgruntled wife.
Yes.
I can already hear her clacking away right now because she knows what's going to happen. Because this is, sore subject. When you said is honesty the best policy, I said no so quick because I'm programmed. And this is a story that really shouldn't be talked about. But so growing up, my grandmother made apple pies that were to die for. They were so good. And I don't know how she did it. She didn't do by recipe. She just sort of like intuitively knew how to make it.
That's awesome.
She would be, oh, look, there's some extra crust. I'll just do this. All of a sudden you'd have like another little apple pie that was misshapen, but it was delicious. And she just was apple pie is fun, right? So when I got married, my wife was like, I want to learn to make apple pie for you because, and what I will do is I'll go over and I will learn from your grandmother how to make
That's awesome.
Pie, right? Yeah. I was like, that's wonderful.
Great.
So she went over and she did that and learned how to do it. And I don't remember that particular pie, but she came home weeks later and wanted to make an apple pie on her own. So she makes it. Now with my grandma's apple pie, when you cut it, the filling is thick, right? It doesn't, it stays together. You cut it and the pie kind of stays together. My wife's pie, when we made it, it was like water. It was like
you opened the floodgates.
Yeah, and so when you
open a bottle like cranberry soda.
Yeah, when you would lift the pie piece, it was too crust and empty in the middle because
it all fell apart.
Ran into the pie. So I said, now, granted, I was in my 20s, so I'm much wiser now. But of course, but I'm telling the story, which means I probably haven't grown very much. But I said, listen, I don't think this is right because the pie filling is no longer in my pie piece.
Hold on. When this was happening, did your wife have realization that perhaps it wasn't the same as your grandmother's?
I don't know. I don't know what was going through her mind, but she had one expectation from me, and it is, this is wonderful. It's delicious. Thank you so much. I love you. That was the answer. It didn't matter how this thing comes out. That's what because which was true. She went through a lot of effort.
Of course.
She did her best.
And she did it for you, by the way.
And did it for me. Yes. It was just.
Was she wearing like heels, stilettos?
Oh yeah, to everything. Yeah, right.
Course.
It was the whole. Just you can picture the whole thing. But
did it taste? Sometimes when things look gross, they still can taste very good. No,
the apples were as if you just cut them. I mean,
they weren't soft.
Apples. Yes, they were hard apples.
Yeah.
And so my thought is this: I'm a problem solver, right? I don't want to let the things go. So I said, listen, I think maybe something's wrong, and maybe we should go back to the source and maybe figure out what happened. You would have thought I told her she was the worst person in the world.
Oh my God.
And she proceeded to rip my face off. And we never talk about this story ever again.
Did she eat the apple pie? Did she try it?
There is no question. There's no way you could look at this apple pie and not know that there's something wrong. So it's not like it's delicious to me.
Did she put it in her mouth?
I don't recall because I remember running and hiding under the bed for the next day. That was
because there's no way you can fake eating something, even if you made it and saying it's delicious when it's not.
Well, that's my issue. I was thinking, like, if I say,
are there any pictures or you have this apple pie.
That was probably
stove
before
that-
camera phones.
Yeah, this is back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is all that's my memory.
Was Kurt Cobain playing in the background?
Yeah,
that's how you know.
With Pearl Jam.
The apple pie smelled like Teen Spirit. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. I didn't know what to do because I thought she wanted to make it. Well, to me, this is a project. This is step 1 of apple pie.
First try.
If we can get to 15, maybe we will perfect the apple pie.
You're not going to nail it the first try.
This was step 1, and the final step.
And done. Step 1 and done. So she's
no
never
apple
made
pie.
you apple pie since.
No.
Wow.
Yep. And so that's a good question. Should I have said delicious? Thank you.
No, you should not have said delicious because then she would have made it again the same way, and you would have been forced to eat it again the same way.
This is the reason why I gawed earlier is because this is the difference, I think, some would say, between men and women, right? Where what a man would want to hear is different and want to say is different from what a woman would want to say or hear, right?
You think?
So I think so. Yeah. I mean, women want to hear in this instance that, because of all the time and effort she put into it, that's what she wants to hear about. It's not about how good the cake. Honestly, you were screwed the minute she told you she wanted to bake you the cake.
No,
yeah.
There's a good way to do it though. Dave could have tackled it a different way. He could have said, "Oh my God, you are amazing for even attempting this. This is just, I know how much hard work you put in. Listen, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. It's just not that good, but blah, blah, blah.
The first part of that was okay until the end.
Yeah, you were on the right track. I think I would have had to start there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
But then it's a no-win. Then it's a lose-lose.
I know.
But I'd also say that this happened recently, or
no, back when he was
back when
a long time ago.
Yeah. Right. So a long time ago, right? And I suspect you've probably built up 1 or 2 credits since then.
You would think. If I were to bring up apple pie to this day, it is as if the wound never healed. It is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I have a question. What was her reaction? She was.
I feel like I'm in trouble right now.
Oh yeah! Before this is even published, you're done.
Did you watch the movie American Pie with your wife? And that
Are you serious? Oh my God!
Yeah, that would have. Her pie would have made the whole that part of that movie very different. It would.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah. Listen, this is amazing. I think it's how you approach it that could. Maybe not. Maybe it sounds like it's not. But I'm at that point with my wife that I can actually say to her, like, look, this wasn't your best, or this wasn't very good, or this was. But because I've done stuff too where it's like it's just not. I've made stuff and it's just not good, and that's okay.
Well, you know what I think I'm
all right with that.
I think the problem is when we were first married, my wife did most. Well, okay, all. Yeah. I was one who took stuff for dinner. Maybe a solution should be, I will try to make it and then say, look, what do you think? And then she can then respond honestly. But
unless you nailed it.
That's the rub. What if I make a great one?
Yes, right.
It's worse.
If you nailed it, you would have been like, that wasn't so hard. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's a lose-lose also.
I know.
Do you think, where do you rank your ability to take constructive criticism individually? How are you guys with that? Do you think you're 10?
I think I'm pretty good with that. I think I'm real good with that. What?
No, Josh, you suck at it.
What?
Wow. See,
that's a bit. Isn't that good?
That was very good. That was unrehearsed. And we nailed it on the first try. I'm actually pretty good with it. Look, we had a. I'll tell you.
It depends on what it is. You can't say you're great at it. It depends.
Yeah, I guess it does. I guess it's circumstantial. Well, we first moved into our very first home. We had a weird shaped couch that we loved, and we couldn't find a coffee table that would fit nicely in the middle of this couch because there's a chaise sticking out. It was just very weird to find something that would fit size wise. And so this was before I had kids. I'm like, I'm gonna make a table. And I went to Home Depot and I got wood and I got everything. And I got a saw, I got the whole 9, I got all the tools. So I thought it'd be a cool project. I never made anything before. And I made a table. and I stained it and everything. And it was perfectly fit in there. My wife's like, "This is a pretty shitty table." And it was fine.
Exactly the same situation. Now,
because I knew.
Wait, how long
was
the table there for?
A long time.
So
a long time. Because what I did was I then braced it a little bit better. It was very wobbly. So I put brackets on, I braced it. I kept trying to improve it so it wouldn't, fall apart. And
the legs were all different.
Which is basically a metaphor for your marriage, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's held together by duct tape and brackets.
Anyone's marriage.
Yeah,
anyone's
marriage. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But did you feel bad when you heard that, or you're like, yeah, you're
No,
right, it's not good?
I knew it, but I'm not. I'm also not blind to my own. Look, if I once made her a dinner once. It was mac and cheese. I'm like, I wanted to make her something from scratch or whatever once,
how sweet.
And I did that.
Look,
it wasn't okay. It sounds like very simple mac and cheese, but actually it was kind of tough for me. I had a whole recipe and everything, and I did it, and it was edible. But I knew it wasn't that greatest. I tasted it. I'm not blind to that. I can taste it myself. I can see my table. It's not a great table. No one's going to buy that table.
Where's
now,
the table
say
now?
You're playing hockey.
It's gone. Table's gone.
Someone you play hockey, and they say, I was watching you play. You're not very good at hockey.
Yeah, well, yeah. No one says that, but we do criticize each other all the time. Actually,
okay.
There are guys on a team that, and no one's shy. They're like, "You should have done this," or "Why'd you do that?" Yeah, and it's all the time. Guys are not shy on my team.
But we're the same way on the show. So, Josh, I have a question to follow up about this table. What, you just threw it away one day, or did you give it to your kids?
When we moved, we're like, we're not taking this table with us.
Were you sad?
No, I wasn't sad. I'm not sentimental like that. Like this is the other thing I was going to bring up. I didn't make it my topic, but it was my birthday recently. And so when people give me cards, it's very nice. Oh. And I open them up and read them. But my first instinct is to just throw them out after I read them. Yeah. What am I going to do?
Though? I'll tell you what, it's because you're getting cards from the wrong people.
No, I'm getting cards from my kids. Now my kids make me cards.
That's what he meant.
They don't do that anymore. But when they used to make me cards, I kept those.
I'm missing my point.
Yeah.
If you have people who care about you enough, okay, to write you a card, that's a very small group. I've never
write you a card or buy you a Hallmark.
Buy you a card. Buy a card and sign it.
And or.
Really, you'll keep it, Omar.
No, I'm saying I would never do that. I would never write or buy Josh a card. It's ridiculous.
Well, of course. But if you got one, how long would you keep it?
Well, here's my point.
Okay.
If you have people in your life who write great cards, that, my friend, is the key. My sister is an incredible card writer, so good that, in fact, I keep all of her cards.
Okay. So my daughter, she doesn't just sign her card. She writes something really sweet sometimes.
On the Hallmark card?
I've kept those on the Hallmark card.
Oh, okay.
And you kept those?
Yeah, I did.
So you are Mr. Sentimental. Look at him.
Yeah, you're right. You got me. Yeah, you got me.
So where do you save those, and how long they will be with you forever?
They're in a drawer.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that I kind of hoard, even though I don't like hoarding anything. I want to get rid of stuff. I'm a big thrower outer in everything, even digital stuff. I don't keep text chains. I don't keep emails. I just get rid of that crap immediately. If it's something I don't need, I just get rid of it.
Yeah. Dave, just like the Secret Service.
Yeah, just like the Secret Service, I delete all my text chains.
That's right. But you keep the sweet sentimental cards from your kids.
It's from my kids, and it's nice. And if it's something that's written that's sweet, that's more than just, hey, love, blah blah blah, happy birthday.
Does your daughter know that you keep her cards?
I don't know. There's a couple that I have hanging in my office that she's written me from years past. And my son's actually made that when he was younger. I have them hanging in my office that I like.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I have some where they've written "Happy Birthday, I Hate You." My daughter. I've saved those for like down the road, and they're asking for a favor. I go, look at this.
Or
I save those too.
Or for that court case that's in
the court case. Yeah, that's right.
So you have to prove.
Why are you being cruel to your daughter? Let me show you evidence A.
Exhibit A.
It's that voicemail. Remember the voicemail that Alec Baldwin?
Yes.
Left for his daughter.
Oh, that was awful.
All right. Well, moving on. So, Josh, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So with my vacation, we drove to our destination. We went to Hilton Head. So that was it's a 12-hour drive. And
this is a place you go to every year?
No. This is the first time we've gone as a family. I used to go as a kid with my family.
Oh,
and
wow.
And this is the first time I've been back since I was like 16, 17.
Wow, that must have been so emotional for you.
No, it wasn't emotional.
Do you not know who you're talking
in a good way. Weren't there, or sentimental? Weren't there places that were back around then that are still around now?
Yeah, but it's like
it's such a commercial place.
It is. It's so different right now. It's like
did you notice?
So built up.
I remember that shark.
Yeah, the same sharks last time.
In fact, the jellyfish that stung me said, "Hey, how you been?"
He's actually just shaking your hand.
It's been 40 years.
He's stung you like, "Oh, hey, that's Kaplan's."
Yeah, that's that tasted familiar. So anyway, it's a 12-hour drive. And look, it's a big pain in the ass. And I remember doing it with my family, and it's just agonizing. And my kids, specifically my daughter, was my older child. She was like, "Can't we just fly there? Let's just fly there." And I'm always for flying, always. But my wife is an overpacker, and she's like, "I want to bring all this stuff. I want to bring alcohol. I want to bring this, and you can't fly without stuff. So let's just drive. It's easy."
Whoa. Wait, hold the horses.
Yeah, go ahead.
You fly with alcohol?
No, you can't fly with alcohol. That's what she's saying.
But my point is, you bring alcohol with you when you travel?
In the car?
Well, when we're in a car and we're going to be...
For what purpose? In the car, or like when
when we get there. When we get there.
What kind of alcohol is this, David? Do you have a guess? Do you think? Wait, please, Josh, don't answer. Dave, do you think that they bring red wine, white wine, liquor, Courvoisier? What do you think the Kaplan family is bringing with them?
Well,
driving.
It has to be some kind of a Pennsylvania brand, because if I recall, I've been to Hilton Head and they sell alcohol down there.
They do, but they do. But you're in. But here's
Philly wine.
You're in a resort, and it's like we have a kitchenette in our room, so we have a fridge. So we just we load up the fridge.
Yeah.
So okay.
As opposed to go to the grocery store.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I'll take a few steps back. All right. I just think it's very funny. Do you bring a blender with you, or do you bring?
Yes, of course you have to. How else are you going to blend up the alcohol?
Cereal.
Yeah, no, we do bring cereal. Yeah,
yeah.
Because kid, you have to remember too, though. My kid has severe food allergies, so we bring stuff specifically for him.
Yeah,
to eat,
Omar,
just in
that's
case.
not funny.
Oh, okay. Who's laughing now?
Yeah,
all right.
ready to
pull
go.
that card, huh?
There you go.
All right,
that's right. My teenage son can't drink that stuff. He's allergic to. We have to bring the alcohol he can drink.
Travel with all the booze you want.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We bring a lot of shit. How about that? Let's put it down.
All right. Yeah,
a lot of snacks. But my daughter, is like, "Oh, I don't want to do this drive," and we have to do a similar drive to bring her to college, and so she's like, I don't want to do this drive." Going, you know what? Just get in the back, and we'll muscle through it, and that's it. And no one's looking forward to that. No one wants to do this drive. But
How long is the drive?
12 hours.
12.
But what I was doing was when I'm driving, and when we finally got there, I had like a revelation. I'm like, wow, you know what? This is so different today. It is so different today. When I was in college, I went to college in Atlanta, and I had to drive a similar drive. It was 800 miles. It took me 12 hours, okay? And I did it by myself, and I did it without stopping off anywhere overnight. I did it straight through. But when I did it, I was trying to tell my daughter, we have now what we don't have then. I had a car. I didn't have GPS. Mm-hmm. I didn't have satellite radio or digital music or any of that.
The ability to have your own music. Imagine we had to listen to one station, right?
I didn't have a cell phone. So I would drive with a paper map and listen to the same cassettes over and over and over again. And when I would stop off for gas, I would have to stop at a payphone, and I'd call my parents, and they'd be like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I don't know." I remember seeing a South Carolina sign, and that was a couple of hours ago. So I assume I'm somewhere in South Carolina because I didn't see a North Carolina sign. And that's how it worked. And when I got home, And if there was an accident or traffic, there was nothing I could do about it because I didn't know any other way to get home. Yeah. And I just sat in it. And now when we go down, I'm going to have on Waze and Google Maps, and it reroutes me around traffic, and I'm listening to podcasts, and I'm entertained, and it's just
Your kids are watching movies in the back,
and they're not even. So that's the other thing. They're not even doing that. My kids, for much as they complained about having to drive that far, it's like they just traveled in time. They teleported. They got in the car because we left early in the morning. They fell asleep and they woke up in Hilton Head. And they were like, wow. "Oh, that was nothing. That was easy.
That is a superpower."
Yeah. I mean, so really. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? But it is
are your
such
kids
a difference.
Good? Are your kids good kids? Are they good vacation kids?
They're great kids.
Do they help unload the stuff in the house? Do they unpack? Do they pack? Do they clean?
Okay, so this is a lot of different questions. Do they unload the car? Yes, but normally their stuff. They're very focused on their stuff. Let me get my stuff. They don't want to carry all the other shit that I have to carry in. They don't want to do that.
So the food, they have no interest. Just their stuff.
Correct. Their stuff. Where's my bag?
I think that's a demerit there. Okay, continue.
Yes.
Common.
And then when they get into the room, because we were all in a room together, there's shits everywhere. And it's just horribly unorganized, and I put my stuff away. If I'm going, I'm very much an unpacker. Even if I'm going unless I'm going for one night. One night I don't unpack. But anything more than one night, 2 nights, I unpack and put my stuff in drawers.
Yeah,
you guys do that?
Yeah. I do.
You do that too?
I don't have time for that. No.
See?
I like to unpack my entire suitcase.
Yeah. My wife just goes right out of the suitcase. Even for the full week, she's like, just leave it in the suitcase.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't do that either. I don't want to do that. I put stuff in the closet. I unpack my whole bag.
I do too. I don't know if that's normal or I'm proud of that, but I do that. You're right. I don't know why. Yeah. I like to feel like this is my new home for a while. Yeah.
So
and then when you get home, when you get back from your trip, do you guys unpack immediately?
No, I leave it in my suitcase forever.
No, I leave. I am a mental patient. I unpack immediately. I don't want to have anything lingering. Now, my whole family, they leave shit in the suitcase or whatever. My wife's actually good about it, but my kids, their suitcase is on their floor for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and the clothes are still in it. We were looking, I swear to God, we were looking for notes for my kid, for my son. We were looking everywhere for them. We're like, where the hell are these notes? We had them on the kitchen table. Well, he packed them because he was going to do some quote unquote schoolwork during the vacation, which he didn't touch, by the way. And he packed them and then left them in his damn suitcase. We just found them today. We've been home for almost a week, and we just found him today because he forgot that he put them in a suitcase, and he hasn't unpacked his suitcase.
Yeah,
ridiculous. But anyway, one of the things I want to talk about, not just the difference in driving, but one of the things I noticed that is driving me nuts, that I don't know if you guys noticed this. Again, I'm judging. This is what I'm going to call the asshole fact. Am I an asshole?
Wait.
Go ahead. You want to back up?
Ahead here, David. I mean, do we agree with Josh that he has good vacation kids?
They're good vacation kids. When we're there,
they're common. The fact that I would say if you said, "Hey, I need you guys to help me carry some stuff," and they're like, "Nope, bad vacation."
Yeah.
But if you're, I think as a parent, I'm always like, if you get your stuff, I'll get the rest. I feel like that's kind of the parent agreement. My parents did it for me, and I do it for mine. Hopefully, my kids would like it. There's not a proportional sharing of the unpacking. I feel like the parents get stuck with more,
and they're good during the week. They want to do stuff. They're getting out more. My daughter more so than my son, but they're getting out. They're excited about things we're doing, and so it's good that way.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna make my argument better here. But like on the way back, I'm like, guys, we gotta leave early in the morning, and they fought me on the time, but we ended up compromising at 7 a.m. Like I want to get on the road at 7 a.m. 12-hour drive. I don't want to get home too late. I'm like, let's get going.
12-hour drive.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't stop halfway?
For what?
Well, just to cut the drive in half. I don't like driving more than 6-7 hours.
That would drive me. See, that makes me worse because I don't want to unpack full suitcase. I don't want to bring full suitcases into a hotel for one night. It doesn't make sense to me. Plus, we have 4 drivers. All 4 of us have licenses. So there's no reason why we can't knock out 12 hours. Now, is that how it played out? No. My wife drove 3 and I drove 8 or 9, 9, 10, because it was more than 12 hours with traffic.
This whole dream of children making your lives easier. It's all bullshit.
Who says children make your lives easier?
Yeah. Or better, or like more fulfilling. You're basically their servants.
More fulfilling, yes, but better, no.
Yeah. It's much harder.
It's hard. I talked to my wife. all the time about what an amazing life we would have and how much money we would have if we didn't have kids. We'd be gallivanting everywhere. It'd be amazing.
Lots of gallivanting.
A lot of gallivanting. But the real crux of my topic, and I'm going to make this short because I know we're crunched on our time here. We want to get to Dave's topic. But on the drive, both back and to, I noticed just an unbelievable amount of roadside road. What'd you say? Trucks?
Sharks driving
trucks, which was even weirder. Yeah,
they're following you.
Yeah, perhaps I was being too lenient
they were circling,
on the sharks.
They were circling his car.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, they're out here on the road.
Ridiculous.
They're on motorcycles.
These sharks are on 95. But I noticed a ridiculous amount of roadside memorials. Do you know those roadside memorials?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah,
okay, so I'm gonna. Yeah, look. Look. It's an awful thing. People die on. It's terrible. People die on the road. Accidents. It's terrible. I'm so against these
driving
roadside
the
memorials.
Thunderdome. Why were there so many deaths on this road?
Well, when you drive 800 miles, you notice a lot of them. I mean, it's not like I'm driving 5 miles. I notice one. There's a bunch of them. I'm like, but my point is, it's getting ridiculous, and it's got to stop. We can't have these roadside memorials all over. It's a huge distraction. It can't be legal. There's no way that's legal for someone to just go and put a bunch of flowers and hammer a big cross on the side of the road where someone died that they know.
Are you making the point that you think that there have been some deaths that have been caused because of roadside memorials? Distracting.
Wouldn't that be amazing if some of the memorials were because of the other memorials?
Got distracted and
I bet you that exists. I'm not saying how much. I don't know. But what I'm saying is it's getting ridiculous and it's got to stop.
Are they? But they're usually pretty small. I mean, you notice them, but it's like a cross, few flowers, maybe a picture. But it's not. It's not like Elvis is.
But why
or something?
Why are we doing that there? Why aren't there memorials where everybody?
Wait, Josh,
dies?
I just pulled up an address for you.
It's crazy.
Josh, 127 Cawthorn Avenue, Glencoe, Illinois. That's the address of MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Why don't you send them a letter about how you're against memorials?
First of all, First of all, I am against drunk driving. I am for MAD and their cause. That's number one. And I'm going to go out. I'm not afraid. Who knows that? I'm not afraid of saying that out loud. I'm not.
Good for you.
I'm against it. Against drunk driving. I'm against the memorials. It's got to stop. I don't like it. It's too many of them. It's going to inevitably. Are we going to put a memorial up every time someone dies in a car accident? It's just it seems ridiculous to me.
Wow.
I don't know. Am I crazy?
David,
okay.
The flaw,
you can argue against me.
The flaw, Josh, in this whole anecdote you're giving is that who's to say that every death has a roadside memorial? Many of them may not.
A lot of them don't. I'm sure, but what I'm saying is, eventually there's going to be a ridiculous amount. Unless we start removing them, and why is that even legal? You can't do that anywhere else. If I slip and fall in the Venetian in Vegas, can I throw flowers where I fell? And that's insane.
Oh my God!
Am I wrong?
By a shark, would there be a memorial underwater?
The tide would take that.
Yeah, you'd be all right with that one. That's a good question.
That's insane. Are you allowed to just put a memorial wherever someone dies, no matter where it is? Why are we allowing that on the roadside? I don't like it.
If you think of it on a giving a positive spin on it, is that when you see them, it reminds you to be careful.
No, it pisses me off.
Well, I would think most normal, healthy human beings would see these and say, someone died here. That's sad. It reminds me to drive careful. I should put my cell phone down. I should drive a little bit carefully. But on the other side,
they have signs that say drive safely.
Yeah, but Josh, these are more powerful signs.
Were you talking about this with your family as you were driving?
No, my family was sleeping.
So you're basically saying
these kids don't talk.
You're the entire car is asleep.
No, my wife's not asleep. My wife, by the way, that's the weird thing too about my wife, and she can hear this, and I tell her this is weird anyway. She will sit there in the passenger side and just look out the window.
Stare out in space? Is
Not
that right?
In space, but she'll look out the window.
Like Ronnie? Like Ronnie Mund?
she'll be up the entire time.
What is she thinking about?
No podcast?
Well, she'll talk to me. Yeah, we'll discuss the podcast we're listening to or something like that, or she'll talk to me or whatever. She can't look at her phone too much because that makes her nauseous in the car. So, but I'm like, when we switch and my wife drives, I go right to sleep. Yeah. I want to shut my eyes. I want to relax.
Now, what do you think her preference is versus yours? Would you prefer that she fall asleep, or do you like the fact that she's somewhat there?
No, I don't mind that she's up at all. I just can't believe that she is. I mean, we woke up at 4 a.m. We got on the road at 4 a.m. to go down.
Do you think she preferred if you stayed awake when you were driving? When she was driving?
No, I don't think she. I don't think she cares because she really likes country music, and I hate country music.
Oh my God, I love country music.
I know you do. So she plays country music, so and I don't like country music.
Well, does she have her headphones on and you have headphones on?
You can't do that while you drive. That's illegal.
I'm going to send you some playlists. Can you send it to her?
That's illegal. You know that, right? You're not allowed. You can't drive with headphones on.
Come on.
Yes, nope. That is illegal.
AirPods you can though.
No, you can't.
I'm kidding.
I even just want. So
if you're wireless, it's okay.
So does your wife listen to like our podcast together with you, and you chit chat and talk about it? And
sure.
Yeah, that's how. Oh, that's
yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm breaking the law.
You're breaking the law. You can't.
I mean, I can't imagine not. Well, if I'm driving by myself, it's one thing. But if we all have our separate earphones on.
So you have AirPods in while you're driving.
Well, the kind that's not noise canceling.
He has AirPods and headphones, John.
Illegal.
And sometimes I wear VR glasses too.
Well, that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. That's not a problem at all.
Sometimes that gets to be a trouble.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, so by roadside memorials, I
think you're a jerk. I think
that's fair.
I think it's a small, unobtrusive. It's important to somebody.
But you were going to say, Dave, on the other hand, and you never finished that.
Well, it was the fact
sentiment.
that when people are actually going to make the memorial, that's dangerous because if that's on the side of the road, actually going up and putting the stuff down.
Yeah, what are they doing that on an interstate highway, on like a 5-lane highway? It's crazy.
Yeah, I would think that. I wonder if someone has died putting one up. I bet you that's happened.
And do you need to do that? Do you really need to put a memorial where the person died? I think that's crazy.
It's important to someone.
Everyone grieves in their own way.
Yeah, I think let them grieve.
Yeah, I wouldn't screw with that.
I'm not saying they shouldn't grieve, but you just don't have the. I'm telling. I just don't think. I'm sure it's illegal, but no one's gonna enforce it. There's no way you're allowed to put up whatever you want on the side of a highway. There's just no way.
Well, I guess someone does have to clean it up, right? So it becomes litter after a while. Unless someone comes by and, but I think the putting it down is potentially dangerous. Someone needs to then kind of, I would think, clean it up. But the fact that it's there, I think it's just kind of a reminder. Life is precious. Be careful when you drive. And I think it's not a bad thing.
All right. Okay. I could see that point. I don't agree. I'm just saying,
if I was driving a car and I saw so many of these memorials, I would turn around and go the other way. It sounds like you're driving into danger. That's all I'm saying.
Do you drive through Arkansas?
No, I have driven through Arkansas before, but I did not on this trip.
The roads are terrible. I bet there's lots of. I should come. Were there any that were like really elaborate? Or
wait, hold on a second. Wait. David, did you just say I should count them?
Well, when I go through Arkansas, there's more in Arkansas.
There's definitely more in the South. There's no question.
What is happening right now? You're going to drive and count roadside memorials?
No. I was.
Why not? Something to do.
If I did, I think there would be more in Arkansas than other places.
It's interesting you chose Arkansas.
Well, I've had really bad luck in Arkansas.
That sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll make it up. There we go. All right. Well, ready for mine?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I need your guys' help because I am ready to make a change in my life.
Sorry, that was just sorry.
That is so typical. Just right when I need you, you're not there. And actually, it's an activity that you've done. Actually, you both have done with me. I am ready to give up caring about golf.
Bravo!
I am ready to just say, give golf the big middle finger. Actually, so I don't golf much. I golf when I do golf if it's with friends or my dad. Which my dad is. We haven't golfed much lately because he's getting older. But there are times when golf is a fun activity, just like as like frisbee golf would be a fun activity. Now, people who are golfers, would think like the difference between frisbee golf and golf is as a huge wide between the two. To me, they're both skills that some people are good at.
A huge chasm, not a huge wide.
What did I say?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, chasm, canyon. Thank you. Well, you see, you are helping me. You are helping.
See, it starts with grammar.
A huge wide.
A huge wide chasm. Thank you. But every once in a while I have to golf for like a work activity. And usually it's at a tough golf course. And I have one coming up in September. It's a very difficult course. And so I then, as we kind of build up to it, I get nervous because I'm like, I haven't played another year. I should take lessons. I should go to the driving range. I should do all that. I should. In fact, last year before about this time, I signed up for this place called Golf Tech. Ever hear of this thing?
No.
It's
never heard of it.
It's a company that you go in and you sign up for lessons. It costs X amount of dollars for like 12 lessons, and they also take you out golfing for like a round of 9 or 18. And then they'll get you a fitting for golf clubs. And I thought, yeah, I get a chance to golf once in a while. And I really am very frustrated that I can do most sports, but golf is still just such a mystery to me. That I went to Golf Tech to like, they have like 3 cameras on you. They really analyze you swing. They break down exactly what the problem is. And I've gone a few times. I have a question.
Did any of the cameras or video recorders, is it a DVR system there, or do you know?
Yeah, well, yes, they record it and they've sent it to me. So
did any of the equipment, DVR or otherwise, did any of it get damaged when it had to analyze your swing?
It did.
Because your swing is so atrocious.
Come on.
Are you doing the camera breaking old bit?
They did ask if they could save my video for they've never seen it before.
As the what not to do?
Somebody was going to do a thesis on it, yeah. So I mean, I look and say, sure enough, my shoulder is doing this or whatever is happening. So I did about 6 lessons out of my 15, prepaid for all 15. After I golfed in September last year, I didn't go back. And now I'm running, the time is coming up and I have to squeeze 9 in. Otherwise, I kind of lose my whole deposit or whatever, and I don't get my golf fitting and everything else. I feel like saying, you know what? I think I'm okay with losing the money. I don't want to care about golfing. I'll go ahead and golf on the day that I go. And if I stink, I don't care. In fact, I might just go.
Okay.
If I have a bad drive, I'll pick up and walk the rest of the way. I'm here to spend time with you guys or just have a good time.
Okay.
Golf is no longer going to become a priority in my life or something that I want to get good at. I give up. And I feel there's something about it that feels so freeing. Golf has had such a kind of lock on my life. Is like, you got to get better. You got to get like, and I feel like I want to let that go. I say maybe someday I'll have a good shot. Maybe someday I'll have a good round. Maybe, but right now, screw you, golf. I don't need you. I'm letting it go. So there's a few things.
Which is basically how you've handled your life over the last 20 years. Just let it
for most things, yes. Most things, I'm slowly. Golf is the latest in the series.
Your waistline.
Oh, jeez. Are you going to So you're going to concentrate on apple pie now? Is that what's happening? Is that what you're about to tell us?
I know. Apple pie. Well, maybe.
Going into baking?
To try. If I'm not good at it, I'm letting it go. I mean, I can't tell you. There are not many things in my life that I've tried so hard at that has not kind of picked off. It continues to be such a mystery to me, and I don't need these anymore. Golf, I'm going to let it go.
So
I need you guys.
I mean, but who is? I don't. This is such an interesting idea you're bringing up here because isn't that the essence of golf? I mean, what is golf? Who is golf not a mystery to? No one's perfected golf. That's the whole.
What are you talking about?
It's a mental game.
Yeah, but what do you? There are people who are really good at golf.
That's true. Most people
and enjoy playing.
Frustrating.
Right.
Yes, but look, hold on a second, Dave. You're many years too late to this party. I started this party a long time ago. I was really not really into golf, but there was a moment in my life, maybe 15 years ago, where I got clubs. I'm like, everyone's playing in our industry. I should get good at this. I should go out there. And I went out a decent amount, not a lot. I didn't take lessons, but I was trying to get better and better, and just so I could hang.
Did you buy the golf gear where you're wearing like the shorts and the polo shirts?
The whole nine. I bought golf shoes, everything.
Titleist, those.
What's the hat? The little round hat. Did you get one of those?
The round hat with the propeller at the top?
Yes.
Yeah. Turned out that wasn't the right top.
Yeah, that was the wrong one.
Did you have your own clubs?
Yeah, I bought my own clubs.
Wow.
I did it all. And and every time I went out, I can't stand, I hated it more. It's like, it's equivalent to skiing for me. Every time I go skiing, I curse it and I hate it. And I say, I'm never going to ski again. And yet I keep going. Someone drags me in sometimes. And I haven't skied in forever. And
that's how I feel in this podcast.
I freaking hate But golf is even worse, because golf is such a time suck. It's just so awful. And it should be 7 holes. 7 holes. And there's no reason to be out there for 5 hours.
I'm with you there.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So I've given up golf too. I'll play on occasion. There was one, push me over the edge. I was invited to a very prestigious club here in Philadelphia, outside Philadelphia. And it's a very difficult course. And they actually used to have a big tournament there. And
how many roadside memorials was it from your house to the golf?
7 roadside memorials from my house to
and one
club.
Extra after.
Yes, and then my slice made it in. And I'm like, I told the guy, I'm like, thank you, but I'm gonna turn down your offer. I'm horrific at golf, and there's no way I should be on this course. He's like, look, it'll be fun when you get a chance to play this. And for me, I really don't give a shit if it's friggin' whatever course it is. I know there's people go gaga over certain courses. They love it. They're like, oh, I got to play this course or that course. Pebble Beach. I could care less. It doesn't do anything for me. So he talks me into it. I'm like, all right, I'll play. And I'm in the parking lot. I show up and I'm changing into my golf shoes at the trunk of my car. And someone from the club sees me.
Walks by you naked.
This was in the parking lot.
Oh, I don't know. Don't men walk around naked at these clubs?
Yes, but not in the parking lot. They do it in the locker room.
Were you golfing by Omar's place?
Old men in these places, underwear is the last thing they put on.
Yes.
They'll put on socks. They'll put on their shirt.
Perfect clothes.
Yeah, they'll put on their watch. The last thing is their underwear. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but it's bizarre. I remember playing. My dad and I used to play tennis every day at a club, and we used to finish playing tennis and go into the locker room, and there's just a ton of guys with their junk out, and they're all talking to one another, and they got a shirt and socks on, but no underwear. And I'm like, I turn to my dad. I'm like, what is going on here? What is happening here? Put your underwear on.
What kind of club was it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
So I'm in the parking lot. I'm changing my shoes, and a guy sees me. Comes, sir, this is not.
Why is your underwear still on?
Yeah, why is your underwear on, sir? That goes on last. Your shoes go on first. No, he said to me, he says, this is not the shoe changing area. We have a shoe changing.
Oh,
and I went,
gosh, I'd have thrown that shoe right off his. Yeah.
I'm done with it. No, of course, because I was meeting someone I was playing with. I played the damn course, but I was done. I don't want any part of this. I don't need to be in a place that where you have a shoe changing area. That's just friggin' ridiculous. How pretentious is that? There's an area where you can change your shoes.
I was at I don't think it was even a country club. It might have been a public course, but I took my bag onto the tee box. Yeah. And some guy comes up to me and says, excuse me, you can't bring your bag onto the tee box. And I was like, why? He's like, the weight of the bag on top is damaging the grass. Come on. And I was younger, and that was much. I said, sir, you weigh 4 times as much as my bag.
That's right.
I think you should step off the tee box.
Have you seen the fat asses that are playing golf here?
What?
That's a great line.
Yeah. Did you say that to him?
I did. I was very confrontational.
Good for you.
I'm much better now.
Wow.
You're more refined.
Josh, did you know this about?
No, I didn't. I mean, it makes the apple pie story.
Oh my gosh! Now. Remember one time we were at a comedy club. We were at a comedy club one time. And,
yes,
there
I remember.
4 of us there,
yes,
one of the people we're with was laughing really loud, and someone turned around and said, "Are you?" I won't say exactly what they said, but they said, "Are you going to be laughing like that through this whole show?"
And at a comedy club.
Yeah.
At a comedy club.
And we led into this guy up until the point when, as we left, we were shouting at this guy. I don't know who he was. He could have had a gun. Yeah, it was.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I don't know exactly the situation that you're talking about, but I will say I have been in places where someone's either speaking too loud consistently and or laughing too loud, and it can change the energy of a room. If it's someone right behind you, it can be a lot. In defense,
Omar.
Now, how he said it to you is a whole nother thing.
Omar, you're right. This was at a comedy club, and he's talking about laughter.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't. If you have a laugh like that, you know you have a laugh like that.
Right, but so what?
It was not right.
It's like someone with sweaty hands running for political office. Like
no, it's
yes,
not like that at all.
Shaking hands all the time. It's disgusting. People have to shake your hand, and you know you have sweaty palms. You should not run for office, right? It's the same concept.
So someone with a bad laugh or a very loud, obtrusive laugh, obnoxious laugh, is not allowed to.
I'm
go
not
see
saying
comedy
that this
club?
person's loud was either. I don't know who the person is that they.
That it is. Let's call it that. Let's call it a very loud, obnoxious laugh. But it's fine. If you're at a comedy club,
it was.
Let's make it to the nth degree. Let's put it to the nth degree. Even a horribly obnoxious laugh, you're not allowed in comedy clubs.
No, I didn't say that. I said you should be able to temper it a little bit.
No, so it's hard. You can't do your laugh. Your laugh is just what it is. What it is.
Yeah,
I think your laugh. It's a sneeze. You can't.
That per person felt that they couldn't laugh the rest of the time because it's like,
it's not right.
Laugh halfway. Well, this guy came out of the blue, and man, it was like it's go time.
Right.
I felt like,
You know, this happened to me actually. I was at a football game, and I gave my seats. We switched seats so our family could sit together, and the guy I gave my seats to was talking behind me the entire game to his friend about something non-related. This is during
that's annoying.
A really big game, Super Bowl actually. And it got to the point where I turned around and I said, "Excuse me, can you I'm sorry, I know now this is really weird, but we're all excited. Maybe can you just not speak as loud? I don't know how to say it. I feel like a jerk even saying this to you." And he got very agitated.
Wow.
He told me to go screw myself. So you know what I did? I got up, I walked to the usher, and I said, "Excuse me, that guy's in my seat." And so he made the move, and the guy wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
And my friends were all upset, and I'm like, this is just cortisol. What is he going to do? Attack us? We're at the Super Bowl. He's going to be kicked out of the game within 15 seconds.
Yeah, no one ever fights at a football game. Have you been to Philly?
It was not in Philadelphia.
But
David, it's interesting. I never saw you that way. It's interesting. I'm actually a little turned on.
Dave. I've seen Dave, and Dave is very. There was another incident. I won't go into another story. But Dave.
Does he turn green?
No, he's pretty good about standing up for people that he feels are done wrong.
It takes a bit.
Is he the equalizer? Like, what are you talking about here?
I'm Liam Neeson.
He's good like that. He's loyal to his friends.
You have a certain set of skills.
Yeah, It takes a lot to make me mad, but once it triggers, then I go to I will.
And David, don't take this the wrong way, but like rapier wit and you to me aren't necessarily in the same sentence, right? But like, wait, hold on.
How did he not take that the wrong way?
No, because
what kind of wit? Idiot wit? Which is it then?
Well, I'm saying it in the pure context that myself and Josh have quick things sometimes, right? You're more of a pensive.
You're digging a bigger hole.
What? No, but you have it. Sometimes you restrain it. You won't let yourself turn green.
Are you one of those guys that goes, "Hey, no disrespect, but you're ugly"? Why are you getting upset? I said no disrespect.
Well, how do you define rapier wit? Are you saying it as a? Does that mean as a insulting wit? Is that I'm not an insult?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a big part of it. Yeah.
All right. Way to recover.
If that's I had to jump in for you.
Yeah. Right.
No, I generally don't want to. I want to be a nice guy. I want to be liked. I'm not. But if someone's a jerk or someone makes me mad, then it's not just we should go. Then I want to face up. I definitely have that.
You do have to be careful now. During the drive, there was a guy who he was in front of me in the left lane, and he was going real slow. And I'm like, what the hell's going with this guy? So I go in the middle lane to pass him, and then he speeds up. It was bizarre. And then he slowed down. Then I got back behind him. In front of him. And then he's riding my tail again. And I'm going, what the hell is this guy doing? I don't understand what he's doing. So I got back in the middle lane. He goes by and then gets in front of me in the middle lane. And then I flash my brights at him. And then he starts flipping me off. My wife loses it. He could have a gun. And she's actually right. In today's America, he could have a gun. And
in today's America,
but you can't. What do you mean? Come on. That's.
Come on. That in today's America is a line that could have been said every day for the last 50 years. There's
that's
always
true.
Something happening.
But people are angrier now.
It's true, but there is. Yes, it's not. I'm not. If I'm in Canada, they're going to give me the sorry wave. I'm at the least of what I'm getting is the double barrel middle fingers from this guy, which is what I got.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You should not be putting yourself in those situations.
Yeah, and she was right, but you get agitated, and
maybe
when you're 7 hours into a drive.
Maybe that guy was also agitated by the number of roadside memorials. Maybe that got him very ticked off.
Maybe he kept slowing down to see the memorials and then speeding up to see the next one.
He was trying to see his friend. Yeah, and you were.
That's all very possible.
Anyway, so when I'm not gonna care about golf anymore.
Don't care about golf.
There you go. Thank you guys.
I think you made a very wise decision.
Thank you.
It is something that if you do ever play again, which I'm sure I always say I'll never play, but I'm sure I will.
My dad has a theory.
You just make it social. I'm going to go to be social. Go ahead. What's your dad's theory?
This is the whole point. My dad's theory.
I remember your dad saying this.
Yes, they do it for one reason, right?
And get away from the family.
Time with the people. Yes, it's a win-win. But who you're playing golf with.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and if I can bring my doggie with me, I'll play golf because I get to hang out with my doggie, and that's great. But 9 holes is my limit.
Well, the 2 times I golfed with you guys, was I had I don't know if it was more than once, but I know I've golfed with you guys at least once, and it was very fun.
One of the greatest shots, one of the greatest pressure shots
that was
I've
fun.
ever had.
Yeah,
in my life.
If you play a scramble, if no one's behind you pressuring you to go because you're playing slow, and if it's a nice day and you're with people that don't really give a shit, then golf
awesome.
is
it's
not awesome, but it's fun.
I want to reiterate this actually, because I sometimes I throw some barbs at Dave, and it was
sometimes
if I had to hit that shot that you hit, I would have put it in the water 100 times out of 100.
It was a money shot.
And it was put it right on the green,
over the water,
island green,
and I had to beat someone else who was pretty close to the cup.
Yeah, who was we were like 180 yards, something crazy.
That was a good shot.
It was a tin cup.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
But see, that's the problem with golf. With golf, you hit one shot like that. That's what
the
gets
thing.
you back.
I'm going to enjoy my good shots. I'm not going to care about my bad ones. But here's the other 2 things I think I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Pinehurst or Pebble Beach or my local golf course here. Every drive, I'm going for it, and I am never going to be short.
Why not? Exactly.
Never be short.
Why not?
Yeah, and you know what? If I miss, who cares?
Who cares?
Way past. I'll pick it up.
Don't hurt yourself.
That's correct.
Yes, that's true. Thank you.
I cheat incessantly at golf all the time.
Oh man,
I walked up the stairs today. I'm at my best friend's house with the kids, the babies, and I walked up the stairs today, and I had a giant smile on my face. It was the first time in like 6 months that I walked up the stairs without any pain in my left knee.
Oh,
that's where I am, but it's good,
Good
that's great. The listeners love that.
No, my point is that don't hurt yourself trying to hit the ball another 10.
No, yeah. I'll stretch, and I'll try and take care of myself.
You're
right.
You stretch.
I do not want. Yeah, it would be the first, but I will not hurt myself. That would be just the absolute worst. But not caring. I just glad I said it publicly. I said it to you guys.
Good for you.
I'm like, I almost shot or whatever.
Welcome to the club, Dave.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to the club.
Well, that is episode 21B. I think that was a much better effort.
This one worked.
Can we? Did you finish Death Note?
No, I'm kind of stuck around episode 8 or 9. But
this is the Japanese
so you're not
anime.
into it. You're not into
Japanese anime
show
that Omar has asked Dave and I to watch.
Yes,
I fouled out on, but Dave seems to have continued.
It's on Netflix. It's not the movie. It's the anime show that has 1 season and 37,000 episodes. It is very good. I just find there's so much good TV to watch.
It's too much.
Too much.
It's
so crazy.
It's great.
So I'm going to keep with it. I don't really have a good update. But
I would like to have. We should do something where we review something. I'd say a book.
Yeah, that's not what we do on this podcast, Omar. And
I understand.
This is neither the time nor the place to workshop new ideas.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I do think we've talked about that. Some guests. We'll listeners just know that although this format is gold, there's no question it's gold.
Gold.
It's the fastest growing.
I think it's stainless steel at this point.
But
we're working on it.
First of all, stainless steel is in everyone's kitchen.
That's right.
Doesn't rust.
So, yeah, I don't have any gold in my kitchen.
Well, stay tuned for
stainless steel.
Stay tuned for future FTS that we may try different things. Stick with us.
Little curveball here.
And some big news. Big news. We're going to have a big sponsor. We have who's approached us, so we're very excited.
Very good.
We're just putting together some jazz for you guys.
Finally. We're making some waves out there. So tell your friends.
That's right. Tell all your neighbors.
Or don't. Or tell your enemies.
That's right. We don't want to press you.
I don't care who you tell.
But we do need to move on with our lives. So thank you everyone for listening. Until next time. See you later.
See ya.
Smell you later.